Prince George is the second in line to the throne and the eldest child of the Prince and Princess of Wales. The little royal, who turns 10 in July, has received accolades in the past for his excellent conduct at royal functions, particularly at the late Queen's burial last year. George was formerly just like his 5-year-old brother Prince Louis, who is renowned for his mischievous and funny pranks, despite his poised behavior now. This article from Express.co.uk explores some of the instances in which Prince George displayed his playful side and draws analogies to some of Louis's comical face-pulling. On June 13, 2015, Prince George was photographed peering out of a window before the Trooping the Colour ceremony. The young prince, who was a few weeks away from turning 2, can be seen beaming and gazing out over the mall while appearing blissfully unconcerned with his surroundings. The event, which dates back to Charles I's reign in the 17th century, when a regiment's colors were employed as a rallying point in battle, was the late Queen Elizabeth I's annual birthday parade. A 14-month-old Prince Louis did the exact same thing that his older brother did 4 years earlier in 2019. In June 2016, Prince George made his second appearance on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. He was then a few weeks away from turning 3. George looked to lean over the balcony edge to gain a better view of the cheering audience as Princess Charlotte made her balcony debut. Prince William maintained a tight watch on his kid, who was obviously interested in what was happening. In 2019, Prince Louis made his balcony debut. While being held by his father, the 1-year-old boy won the nation's hearts by beaming and waving at the spectators below. George joined his parents at the RAF Fairford Royal International Air Tattoo in July 2016, just before his 3rd birthday. The small child appeared unimpressed during the visit and was photographed pouting, all while the Princess of Wales tried her best to look after her baby son. Louis was seen pouting during his maiden premiere balcony appearance in 2019 like his brother. His royal parents calmed their youngest kid in turns. Prince George appeared to make the L sign on his forehead, which is normally used to denote a loser, while walking alongside the future Prince and Princess of Wales, as well as his younger sister, Princess Charlotte, during her royal tour of Canada. The 3-year-old at the time displayed his cheeky side by giving observers a small sign. Prince Louis made royal admirers happy in 2022 by performing over the Jubilee weekend. The 4-year-old boy kept his mother on her toes during the Platinum Jubilee concert since he couldn't sit still and provided some quite naughty moments, much to the amusement of the audience. In 2016, when the family was departing Victoria on a trip to Canada, 3-year-old George was seen putting his face up against the window of a seaplane. On this journey, George was accompanied by his younger sister, Princess Charlotte, who was 1 year old at the time. Charlotte and her younger brother Louis were spotted at the palace's window 3 years later during the window appearance at Trooping the Colour. The Wales family's 3 children were all present, and the youngest of the group made the decision to push his face close to the window in an effort to get a better view. Both George and Louis have demonstrated that they are adept at making goofy faces, particularly during royal functions. In June 2017, Prince George attended the balcony performance of Trooping the Colour with his parents. The 3-year-old entertained audience members with a variety of hilarious facial expressions, including passionately waving to the crowd and burying his face in his hands. This reminds me a lot of his younger brother's debut at the Platinum Jubilee last year when he charmed audiences with animated facial expressions. During a 2017 trip to Poland and Germany with the now Prince of Wales, George, then 4 years old, massaged his eyes as they walked side by side. But while he traveled with his parents, George seemed exhausted. Louis was observed dozing off in the carriage last month as they traveled to the king's coronation ceremony. The young king initially seemed to find the day exhausting, like he had the day before, but as the day went on, he quickly won the nation's hearts. In 2018, Savannah Phillips, the daughter of Peter Phillips, was seen ordering George to remain quiet while holding her hand over his mouth. At the time, Savannah, who is now the 18th in line for the throne, was 7 years old. George was just about to turn 5. They joined other royals for George's 4th appearance at Trooping the Colour.